So, you want to boycott The Last Jedi, huh? Well, I got bad news for you. It's still going to be a box office success because people who were anti-Disney were planning on doing the same with The Force Awakens, and it was one of the most successful box office records of all time. And people promise the same shit with Call of Duty every fucking year. And you know what happens? It still sells. It's still the number one selling game every year. So tell me this, EU fanboys. What is this going to accomplish? Disney's not going to give a shit about the old EU anymore. The old EU had to go. George Lucas himself even said the old EU isn't canon and never was canon in the first place. Well, what was J.J. Abrams, Rian Johnson, and Colin Trevorrow supposed to do? Put all those books over the past 35 years, or 35 years of books, into one movie? We would still be in theaters watching it by now. Sorry, but J.J. Abrams is not interested in and as a matter of fact, never mind J.J. Abrams himself, nobody at all is interested in the Emperor coming back from the dead, Chewbacca getting killed by a moon, or Boba Fett coming back from the dead. The villains coming back to life is the true fan appeasement, not The Force Awakens or Rogue One. Even though Rogue One had some fan appeasement that kind of annoyed me. But whatever, that's not the point. The point is, The Last Jedi is much better than anything a lot of the post-Return of the Jedi stuff was. Sorry, but if you think Han Solo getting killed by a so-called emo villain is worse than Chewbacca getting killed by a moon, I'm sorry, there's literally no hope for you at this point. There's no hope for your puny little brain. If your brains were dynamites, you wouldn't have enough to blow your nose. There's literally no hope for you at this point if you really think it's that bad. Talk about sensationalism. I mean, I've got nothing against EU. I even expanded my Star Wars collection within my video games and Legos upon it, but when you're gonna make sequels to Return of the Jedi, it's gotta fit. And fan appeasement like the Emperor coming back from the dead is just dumb. Dumb as fuck. No. And by the way, if you're really gonna boycott The Last Jedi, please do. The Star Wars fanbase does not need massive dumbasses like you. And that'll at least save me seats and my friends' seats at the movie theater. So thank you. Truly, at the bottom of my heart, thank you for leaving the fandom. Because nobody wants dumbasses like you. And you officially have no more room to call anyone a fake fan of Star Wars, or say that I'm not a true fan for liking The Force Awakens. You officially lost every last remaining of your credibility if you're really gonna boycott The Last Jedi. Disney's not gonna give a damn if you're not gonna watch The Last Jedi or not. They still have millions upon millions of loyal Star Wars fans, no less, that are still going to see it in theaters worldwide. So you mean nothing to them. I mean, again, George Lucas, you guys even say this is his story, and you guys even say we have to respect it. Well, you should also respect the fact that the EU isn't canon, according to George Lucas as well. Hypocrites. Just... do you... whatever. Just no. But when I compare the success of Star Wars to Call of Duty, I don't mean by how much Star Wars is getting worse. Star Wars is not getting worse, but Call of Duty, because of Infinite Warfare, got worse. But it'll get back on track probably with World War II. When I compared the Star Wars to Call of Duty. I wasn't talking in terms of how good or bad those two were. I was talking about the box office or selling records or whatever. Because Star Wars The Force Awakens and Rogue One is much better than a lot of the recent Call of Duty since Ghosts. Clearly, 20 years from now, a lot of people are going to probably regret hating The Force Awakens or the Star Wars sequels, just like how a lot of people blindly rethought the prequels. So, whatever. If you want to make a stupid decision and boycott The Last Jedi, go ahead. That'll at least save me some seats and give me more time to buy a ticket.